Well, spring has finally sprung. It's not quite April, but let me explain. What happened was spring arrived so late. Well, actually it arrived right on time, but spring-like weather arrived so late that the April video and April garden activities have been delayed for quite some time. And so here we are. It's actually May 1st, to tell you the truth. But this is really the first opportunity that we've had to shoot the April garden video, and also the first time we've actually had time to finally get around to doing some of the major configuration that's been going on. But I will start where we normally start, which is chives, and we actually have some down here, which you can see, and they're coming in fine. A little grass also coming in, and weeds and stuff like that. But also a mark of April is the fact that we've got daffodils all over the place, blooming nicely. And Frankie has nothing in particular to do with April, but he does like to keep in touch with the action, and so that's why he's here. Now, first of all, I would like to tell you that I've got lots and lots of drone footage that I'm going to be intercutting with this video. Because if you remember last time I said how April can be a fickle month, well, I don't know when I'm going to intercut all this drone footage and stuff like that I have, and maybe other pictures and stuff. But I will start with this drone footage, which is what it looked like on April 2nd. So you can see what I mean by spring weather arriving late. Winter weather just hung on and hung on and hung on and hung on. And finally, not less than 2 days ago, we finally turned the corner. Even 2 mornings ago, it was literally in the 30s out here. But today has been absolutely delightful, and we've come a long way in the complete reconfiguration of the garden, which is what was going to happen, or what needed to happen, because of our solar panels, which are cranking out electricity, although they're not perfectly tuned yet. But we're getting a lot of free energy. So let me show you what else is going on here. And like I say, the drone footage I'm going to cut in here and maybe caption, because I can't really anticipate when would be good times to show you stuff. But these are all seedlings that are now out in the mini greenhouse. They just came out today. You've got eggplants, some flower varieties, peppers, some artichokes, and cardone, I think it's called. It's an artichoke family. We've also finally gotten around to doing some planting in the open garden proper. These are all brassicas right here, and followed by lettuce, and we've got bunching onions or scallions. And if you look closely, you can see that planted from seed, we do have radishes coming up, and we also have a bunch of other stuff planted. I think carrots here, maybe. This, I believe, is spinach, which is coming up nicely. I don't think we've got anything else coming up here, but planted we've got beets, carrots, and I think we've got some more bunching onions planted from seed down here in the end of this bed. Now this bed has been is the original bed number 1. It's been reconfigured a little bit and combined with parts of bed number 2. And the reason that it's got this odd angle here is that the back angle is oriented towards the buildings on the structure, or I should say the structure of the buildings on the property. And this angle here is in alignment with the solar array, or the path of the sun, whichever you prefer. And that's how we have reoriented all the rest of the beds in the garden as we come around here. You can see the other 4 beds that we've got reconfigured here. In this one, we have all onions planted, which Vanina and I did the other day, from plants. We've got 3 varieties, but I've got a complete full bed of onions going. So this is the first time I've actually used all the plants that I got from Johnny's. We've got Candy, we've got Red Wing, and we've got I think Patterson are the ones on the end there, and then maybe a mixed row. The rest of these beds are vacant so far, but they will be, by the next video, they will be populated, definitely. Now, I don't know if I've intercut some of the footage of the time lapse or the drone footage of the fence going up, but all that is new post and rail, and I've done about half, like 2 sides of the garden in the post and rail, and then I just over here at this corner tied it in with the old fencing because I needed to pay some attention to the garden itself and getting the beds ready and the planting going before I could go back to doing the fencing. So that's where we're at here. We've pretty much got the perimeter determined. The major expansion part, it's just expanding that last piece there that we still need to do, but that can happen a little later. This also is, I've just got some wrapped wire fencing that I always put at the bottom of the post and rail for varmint protection and to help keep curious dachshunds in the garden. But I've just got a section of it wired across here until I have the time to complete the gate, which will be a big double gate, and it will allow me to easily pull the tractor into the garden. And some of these aisles between the beds are also large enough for the tractor to easily go through. So that's a lot of what's going on here in the April garden, aside from the fire pit. And we're pretty much settling on this as the new sitting area, although we still have yet to decide finally, and to get the umbrella up and everything. I also decided to finally take the plunge and get myself a greenhouse, which is on order from Wayfair, and I think it's going to go right about where Jolie is standing. But that's not coming in until probably mid to late June. And so then we'll probably be when we, get the final configuration of just where the sitting area and the fire pit and the umbrella will be. The other thing I didn't show you before is what Vanina did today, which is transplant all our tomato seedlings into large pots so that they are free to grow more, and they're looking very healthy, but not due to go into the open garden for several weeks yet anyway. So I think that just about does it. It's just a lovely evening here. The sun is just setting as we speak. Maybe in a couple of minutes it'll actually dip below the horizon. And we are literally celebrating the arrival of spring weather, which was pretty much today. And it was an incredible page-turning event. We're starting to get the pond in order here, and the fish are actually even starting to look like they might be hungry, although it's hard to tell. They're not gulping at the water, but they are looking like they might be ready to start eating. And if you didn't know, they really literally haven't eaten since November, maybe October. That's just what they do. But we've got everything all set up for outdoor activities. The cushions are back out. The fruit trees are starting to bloom. This is the nectarine tree, and over here we got the peach tree. I just pruned the fruit trees today, which should have been done in February, but didn't get around to it till now. I don't know if you can see off in the distance there, the ornamental pear tree is blooming, and I'm kind of rambling, but I'll show you one other thing that Anita did, which is plant a nice row of sunflowers off the back deck, and we also have coming in asparagus. That's a asparagus stalk right there, and that one's a little thin, but I think we have a couple over here that are just about of eating size. That one right there looks pretty good. But that's going to do it for Marvin Gardens, April 2018. Even though this is actually May 1st, I will confess. But that's because everything has been late this year. And as far as spring weather coming around anyway. But we have finally turned the corner, and it looks like we're going to have a nice stretch of warm weather. I don't think we're going to see any more frost even though our safe frost date is the middle of May, typically. But we very often don't get frost until, after April 15th, so that's pretty good. So that's going to do it. I'm going to sit back down, have some more wine, enjoy the fire with my French ballerina and my French pigeon and the two wiener dogs, wherever they are. Jesse's following me around, hoping that I'm going back inside, and Frankie is off here probably hunting rodents. Right, boy? What'd you find? Anything? But that's going to do it. Marvin Gardens, April 2018, and we're finally into spring. So we'll see you next month during May, the busiest month of the gardening and the manor season. See you later. Bye.